Welcome, Jeffrey.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. We had a lot of rain recently, so it's nice to get
Yeah.
out.
Are you ready for my questions?
Yeah, shoot.
How long have you been living in Kyoto?
I first came about 35 years ago to Kansai, but on and off, I've been here, but this time 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
What inspired your choice to live in Kyoto?
Well, I think it's because I like the photography, and I mean, look at this. It's got 1,000 years of history, and it's got temples and shrines, and there's nature is very close. People ask me, how do you like living in Japan? And it's like, yeah, Japan's fine, but I like Kyoto because I just like it here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Which customs in Japan pose the most significant challenges for you to adapt to, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I don't know about, it's been 35 years. So at the beginning, even taking your shoes off when you go inside was something I had to learn to do. But it's now such a part of me, I don't know. But one thing always makes me uncomfortable is when you leave a restaurant, or like a nice small little restaurant, or a small boutique shop or something, they come out and they wait for you to leave. And they're like, wait until you're out of sight. And it's just like, no, I'm fine. I can go by myself. I feel bad taking their time. And I feel like I have to rush. So I wish they would just say, bye-bye and be done. That's the biggest.
That's the only thing.
Culturally, yeah. The biggest trouble I have is the language, but that's my problem.
What is the challenge?
Well, I don't speak it very well. I'm not very good at languages.
Yes, you do.
I've studied Spanish, German, French, and I speak English. A little bit of Japanese, yeah, sure, but
Is that the honorific speech?
no, I'm just not very good at languages. I'm very good at computer languages. I can pick up a computer language like that, but a human language is just, my brain is not wired that way.
Given your height, 6'3" plus, have you faced challenges finding clothes and shoes that fit in Japan?
Of course. I can get short sleeve shirts at Uniqlo, for example, like your.
It's exactly the same as Ari.
Yeah. He said that. I'm like, yep, absolutely, that's right. Shoes, I can sometimes special order, but even in America, my feet are very big and thin, sort of like wire skis, and so generally I buy most of my clothes in America when I go back.
So on the previous video, I had a lot of comments that, there are special clothing stores for bigger size.
Yeah, but there used to be one on Gojo Kawabata called Grand Back, and they had suits and shoes and stuff, but they were meant for like sumo kind of big people. So they didn't have necessarily stuff my size, which is tall but not fat. And it was extremely expensive. And I found it cheaper, for example, to get a suit order made at Takashimiya than to get one there.
Oh, I see. So like a fit is not appropriate.
Yeah.
As someone who experiences onsen, how do you find comfort in being naked in public baths?
For me, it's a matter of, if it's expected, then there's nothing strange about it. And if it's not expected, it's very strange. And so when I'm there, that's just what people do, and nobody cares, nobody pays attention. But if I would be with the exact same group of people, but in the middle of a Daimoru supermarket, then I would feel extremely strange. So it's the situation that makes it okay.
So what advice would you give to those who are new to this experience?
Well, just realize that you're self-conscious, but nobody else is paying attention to you.
Lastly, besides the challenges, what do you find most rewarding about living in Japan?
Oh my goodness, well, I like it here. When I grew up in America, I was a computer geek, and so I wasn't particularly social, and I wasn't didn't have a lot of friends. But when I came to Japan, that was sort of like a skin or a shell that I could take off and be here. And so I sort of came out of that shell here. And so I really like that. I like, of course, I'm so used to everything now that, like in Ario's video, when you ask him that question, and he says the safety, and I'm like, oh, holy cow, I forgot about that.
So that's normal.
Because because like I'm going to go to the States next month, and I'm a little bit
Nervous.
I'm going to have to pay attention to like, where do I leave my phone and stuff like that. And I'm just so used to the safety here. And I don't know, I like that you take your shoes off and don't tread the dirt into the house. And people generally, I mean, it's sort of a big city, but people have the hustle bustle of going, but generally it's a friendly place. I like my life here.
Well, in my opinion, you have a good level of Japanese, to be honest. So,
Thanks.
like, lastly, 英語を習っている人に何かメッセージはありますか？日本語でお願いします。
じゃあ、私はちゃんと日本語を勉強したことがない。30年間で適当に自分で勉強して、めっちゃ適当で、なんか私の文法は全く正しくなくて、けど私はそれ気にしてない。なんか通じたらいいと思う。なんか、経験が大切。なんか絶対使ってください。正しくなくても使ってください。
とにかく使ってみようということですね。
そう。なんか、高校の時にドイツ語を勉強した時に、その先生はあんまりドイツ語あんまりそんなに上手じゃないと思うけど、彼の指導がすごく良かった。なんかどんな答えでもドイツ語にしなければいけない。ちゃんとできなかったら適当にやってください。そしてやっぱり緊張するからちゃんとじゃないとダメと思うけど、やっぱりそういう壁を乗り越えないと。
なるほどね。間違えてもいいよっていうことですね。
そうか。そしてなんかたまになんかめっちゃ面白い間違いする。それはなんかいいストーリーになる。
なるほどね。ありがとうございました。Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, it was fun.
この動画は英語の学習教材としてもご活用いただける内容となっています。動画がお役に立ちましたら、ぜひいいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。これからもNotting Hill Academyでは様々なトピックで楽しいコンテンツをお届けしていきますので、お楽しみに。リクエストなどがあればコメント欄にお願いします。